I'm live. Well, howdy there, bars and grills, monkeys and reptiles, ladies and gentiles, and dogs and cats of all ages. Speaking of dogs and cats, it's Doodle, the Prince of Dogness. Hey, everybody, it's good to be back. Sorry I missed you guys last week. Actually, what happened was Claudia had been sick for a couple of days, so we hadn't gotten out, and I hadn't got a chance to get anything to bring to you and show you. So, but we did this week, and we have enough stuff. And we're doing a live stream, and we're going to have fun. I'm going to have fun, and you're going to have fun. We're going to have so much fun. We're going to need plastic surgery to wipe the smiles off our faces. All right. So again, Doodle, the Prince of Dogness. Hi, Doodle. I think he instinctively knows this means it's snack time. Now, I have two kinds of snacks for him. These are available in Colombia, but everything's in English. They're packaged in Colombia, in Medellin. These are from Canu Pet, and these are called crunchy cookies. Now let's see if he likes these. I don't know if he, they smell a little, I don't know. I think there's meat in it. It's supposed to be probiotics. I am not going to give Doodle anything that I'm not willing to try myself. They're a little bit like milk bones. Maybe not as meaty. What do you think? You want that? You want that? What do you think, Doodle? I'm going to put them right here. Here they are, right here. All right. He doesn't really seem to care too much about that. So I'm going to try this. I do have another snack for him. And these are from, I'm not sure who exact. I think that the name of the company is Bagatelle. And it's a bakery in Bogota, Colombia. That I mean, it's mostly like human stuff, but they do bake their own dog biscuits, and these are tiny little treats. Let's see what's in here. Harina, which is wheat, I think. Oh, harina integra, which is brown rice flour. Avena is oatmeal. Caldo magui. I'm not sure what the magui is. The caldo is soup. Vanilla, margarine. Lactose-free milk and water. All right, well, those sound pretty good. We'll give that a shot. How's everybody been? Sorry we missed you last week, but again, we are back and loving it. You want that one? Oh, you like that one? All right. Are you going to take off? He's going to take off. All right, fine. But he likes it, and I think that's the important thing. I'm just adjusting this. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the logistics? How's the audio? How's the video? How are things going? Who do we got in the room? We have Jared Tierno is here. Welcome, Jared. We have Janice Yamanaka. Now it's a party. Let's see who else. Yes, Claudia is feeling better. It was just that I think it was like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. She started feeling better on Saturday and everything, but we just didn't have time to get anything. But she is feeling better. Thank you for asking. Let's see. Oh, Tom's here. Old guy in Colorado. Woohoo! It's a party now. Steve Russell is here, I think. Okay, audio and video, great. That's good. I always when I say like, oh, Steve Russell, I see Steve Russell and I see Jared Tiano and everything. So again, I think we talked about this before. There was a show. I don't know, maybe it's still on, but called Romper Room, and it was kind of localized. So in every major city, where they would broadcast it, they would have their local woman who was the host of the show, and it was for kids, especially young kids. And in Boston, ours was Miss Jean, and Miss Jean would say, "Well, let's go to the magic mirror and see whose birthday it is." So she would look in the magic mirror, and the magic mirror, she would hold it up. And it would be like, one of those mirrors that they have at the barbershop that they show you the back of your hair to make sure they didn't screw it up. And they would have that, they would hold that mirror up, and there was no mirror in there. So it was just, there was nothing. So you could see her face through that thing. And essentially she was just reading off like cue cards or something. And what would happen is if your kid's birthday was coming up, you would send her name into Romper Room, and then Miss Jean would say like, I see little Timmy's having a birthday here, and there's little Susie. Susie's like 3 today. It's a hello, happy birthday, Susie. And that's what I feel like when I'm going through this list here. It's like It's like, oh, I see Steve Russell. Hi, Steve. Steve's doing good, I think. And then there's Jared Tierno and Janice Yamanaka and Tom. Tom in Colorado. Hi, Tom. No, that's what I feel like. But hey, and Nashies is here. All right. So what do we got? We got, according to the little doohickey here, 7 people. We'll wait for a couple more people. So I'm in Colombia another couple of weeks. And one of the regular things that I like doing here is on Saturdays is going to the farmer's market. And well, it's not the market, it's El Mercado here. And the place where we go is the Plaza El Mercado. And I think we did a video. I don't know if you guys saw that. We did a video where in the middle of it, we're eating the corn, the roasted corn that they have there. That's just like, I don't even want to talk about it because then I have to go change my clothes. It was absolutely amazing. And they have all different kinds of fruits and vegetables and stuff there. So I did pick up some vegetables there that I'm going to be filming an episode probably today or tomorrow. And there's like 3 or 4 and very interesting and very unique and what I would consider vegetables. One is technically not a vegetable. It's called pepino. And pepino is the Spanish word for cucumber. But this thing is like a really weird cucumber. It's kind of hollow. There's a stem in the middle, or a seed thing that goes to the middle of it that has all the seeds on it. You just pull that out, and then you make it like a stuffed pepper. Hey, Miguel Rangel is here. Welcome, Miguel. And so we had that. We had these other things that look like baby Mothra, like in his caterpillar form and stuff like that. So we got some fun stuff coming in. But while I was there, and this was yesterday, which is why I didn't put out the notification until late yesterday, because we got a bunch of stuff yesterday, is that they had a lot of interesting vegetables and fruit that, fruit that we're going to do today. They had a lot of interesting fruit that I don't think we've covered. I don't think we've filmed on any other episode and everything. So we're going to bring that to you today, and that should be a lot of fun. Now, I did get some extra stuff, and as long as, we're waiting for some more people to come in the room, because it's only 3:07, we're just waiting, 3:07 here. We're just waiting for some more people to come into the room. We lost one. Who did we lose? Now it says 6. We lost somebody. Hey, you guys, see if you can find them. Look under the couch. Make sure you look under the couch. Can somebody tell Tom I said hello? Let's see. Steve Russell, I can see your posts. I know what the FFS stands for, but I'm not going to repeat it here because, like I said, might have kids in the room. Who knows? We don't have Doodle in the room anymore. He took his snack and left. All right, so I just wanted to go over like a couple of things that I'm not really going to do on the live stream, but I just kind of wanted to show it to you because there are things that are similar to what, and I'm kind of focusing on like the United States, right? So most of the people in the chat are from the United States, and so things that you will be familiar with, the things that are a little bit different down here. There's so many ads piled up. I have to cut off the top of your head to see the area. I don't know how that looks. So like I just see me. So I don't know how that looks, but that's like really annoying. So when you set up the live stream, it tells you, do you want fewer ads, more ads, or a moderate amount of ads? And I always say fewer ads because like I don't care. Like if the stream makes money, I don't care. But I want you guys to have the most amount of viewing time and everything. So the fact that you're seeing, ads is kind of annoying to me that you have to look at the ads, and I wish you didn't have to, but whatever. I don't know how to fix it. I know you can't turn it off. You can just say you want fewer, you want more, or you want an average amount, and I always just say I want fewer. So, all right. So I wanted to show you guys a couple of things that are the same but different. So these here, let's see if you can see those. Yeah, there we go. See if we can get a big fat head out of the way. There we go. This is called mora, M-O-R-A, mora. You guys know what these are. These are blackberries. Now, the thing about the blackberries here is they're a little bit different. So they're actually kind of reddish. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. See if we can. You can see that they're kind of reddish. And those little bubbly things, they're a little bit smaller than the ones we recognize, but they are blackberries, and they call them mora down here, and they're a little bit different. So I wanted to show that to you. Let's try one. Hmm? No, they are reddish. That's the thing. It's supposed to be blackberry. Ooh, a little bit tart. Well, it's still blackberry taste, but very, very tart. Whereas as some of the other blackberries, some of the blackberries are like a little bit sweeter, and these are a little bit less sweet. So that's interesting. I thought you would get a kick out of that. The other one is this. So in addition to the plantains, which are the I guess they're a variety of banana, but it's different. They have the big ones. So the green ones, they use that for cooking. They use that for like making the plátanos maduras, which are basically the kind of the cooked sweet ones. And then they also take that and they'll mash that with butter and they'll make a dish called patacones. And but then you have these, and these, I think if you can get these in the U.S., because sometimes occasionally if you go to a place that gets a lot of exotic fruits and everything, you will find these, and they call them baby bananas. They're not babies; these are full-size bananas. So they also are called murapo, like here they're called murapo or banano bocadillo. And so again, in English, they call them baby bananas or lady fingers bananas. But here in Spanish-speaking countries, it's murapo or banano bocadillo. So yeah, what the hell? Let's try one of these. So you notice that the skin is thinner. It's thinner than a typical banana, and it even looks different. So like usually the Cavendish banana, which are the bananas that you get in the U.S., they're kind of smooth, and this one's a little bit bumpy. Now, a lot of people, when they open up the banana and you see these, some people call them bruises, these dark spots, and some people won't eat them. Yeah, Tom, can you imagine 10 of these on one hand? So some people won't eat those, and as the banana ripens, you get more and more of those black. So eventually, the whole banana will look like that, and that's when the banana is like the ripest and at its sweetest. But it's just because it's unattractive, people won't eat that. But they like if you're going to make banana bread, that's the best time to use that banana when the whole thing turns that color. There's so much sweetness and everything, and then it's really soft and mushy, and it makes like great banana bread. So, but the thing is, like, most people who open a banana see that, they don't want any part of that. But it's just it's the banana. There you go, nice little cross section of the banana. These are sweeter than the Cavendish bananas. They're also softer, have a much softer texture, and they have a really strong, like, breathiness to it, like that banana smell, that banana, breathiness to it. The thing is, like sometimes when you throw the banana peels in the trash, if they've been there for a few days and they start to like decay a little bit, they almost smell like durian. I mean, you really almost kind of get that smell. So yeah, little bitty bananas. Again, if you do Nashies, if you do manage to find these in the States, they call them baby bananas. You might see them called baby bananas, but the Spanish name for them is murapo or banano bocadillo. And then the last thing I wanted to show you was this. Where we're staying, there's a tree in the yard, and they have these. So does anybody want to take a guess at what this is? Some of you will recognize it, and some of you will not recognize it because the ones they get in the States look a little bit different than this. Anybody know what this is? Anybody? Throw it out there when you get it. Anybody? Nobody? Are we still? Is this thing on? Fig. No, it does look a little bit like a fig. It is not a fig. Anybody else? No? All right. This is a guava. And I know, like, to most people, this doesn't look like a guava because guavas are usually a little bit more oval, and they're a darker green, and they have a little bumpy skin on them. But this is a guava. So let's go ahead and open this up. I'm just going to cut it in half. And you can see, right? You can see that's guava, right? Pink guava. It is cute. I don't know that the guava. If you were to go to the grocery store and they had guavas and everything, I think they're just slightly bigger than that. They're not that much bigger than that, but Honestly, hey, Joshua's here. Welcome, Joshua. Anyways, in the yard, there's this huge guava tree, and it's like half of them just like end up on the ground, and we don't do anything with it. But we drink a lot of guava juice because there's just like so many of these things. So let's go ahead and try this. I'm gonna use my spoon here. I'm just gonna spoon that out. The seeds are really hard and crunchy, but you can eat them, so you don't have to like spit them out or seed them and everything. If you're gonna make juice, you do want to take the seeds out, just because it's really annoying to be drinking a glass of juice with a bunch of guava seeds in it. There we go. That's wow. You can hear those seeds crunching. For the most part, you just swallow them even without even chewing them, because they're just tiny little seeds. Kind of like maybe a little bit smaller than grape seeds. Papaya and guava dislike my stomach. It's funny that papaya doesn't, because papaya is usually, the enzymes in papaya is usually, people use the enzyme from papaya to actually settle your stomach. So that's unusual that papaya does not do well with your stomach. But because, like I said, there is an enzyme in papaya that they use to aid digestion, help with digestion. Are you wearing a Colombian shirt? No, I don't think so. I think, see, the tag's still in it. I think the tag is out. I think this is an Old Navy shirt. I think I got this at Old Navy. So, it kind of looks Colombian though, doesn't it? Or it looks like that. It's like a cross between like a Spanish style and a bowling shirt. Kind of those shirts that I like to wear and everything. So it's kind of in between. I have worn this before. I've worn this shirt before, and I think I've worn it in a few episodes that I filmed. But so yeah, it's really wonderful being here in Colombia and just trying all the different things. And you do get into a routine and everything, but then every once in a while you like to step outside of it and everything. So this morning I had, and it's not the first time I had it, but I just decided I was going to have it again. This morning for breakfast, I had a dish called changua. Changua. It's something that's served for breakfast. Chaungua. Changua. Did I spell that right? Changua. I think it is. Yeah. Changua. And what changua is it's a breakfast soup. And it's made with milk. I don't know if they add water to it or not, but it's made with milk, egg, cheese, and onion. And cilantro. Sometimes they throw cilantro in there. Very occasionally we'll throw something different in there, but it's pretty much the same. And everybody makes it a little bit different. Like some of it's sort of like egg drop soup, where you have like these strands of egg in there. And other places it's almost like scrambled eggs, and they just chop it up and they put that in the soup. And then other times, like the one I had this morning, it's almost as if they cook the egg in the soup. So it's like you have poached eggs in that soup, and then you just kind of cut those up in the soup. So I did have that for breakfast because I have not had that in a while. And then I had jugo de guanábana. Anybody? Guanábana. Jugo de guanábana was guanábana juice. And they serve that one of three ways. So sometimes they'll just mix it with water. Sometimes they'll mix it with milk. And sometimes you can ask it for miti, which is like half water and half milk, which is what I did today. So get the milk in the changua, the milk in the half milk, because I usually get it miti, the half milk in the guanábana juice. And me being lactose intolerant, I was just kind of like, throwing the dice. I was just rolling those dice, and it wasn't too bad. But eat a whole bowl of soup that's mostly milk based. A little risky on my part, but every once in a while, just got to live a little and try something different. So that's what I did. So let's see. Looks like we still have the same amount of people, unless nothing is moving, unless this thing is stuck. I can't tell. And everybody, just throw something out there, just so that I know you're out there and I know this thing's not stuck. Anybody? Hello, hello, hello. Is it anybody in there? Oh, okay. We're good. All right. We just have a small crowd today. I don't know. Is it? Let's see. Mid-August. Yeah. That's another funny thing about being here. So it's kind of like you always know how to dress, right? So you're like, oh, I hope it's not cold out. I hope it's not hot out or anything. It's the same temperature every day, so you know exactly how to dress. Now, it feels warmer on some days and it feels cooler on some days. On the days when it feels cooler is when it's windy. So when it's windy, it feels cooler, and the days when it feels hotter is when there's no clouds and very little wind, and then it feels hotter. But it just feels hotter. It feels hotter because you're so close to the sun here. So on a bright sunny day, it feels hotter, but it's still 70 degrees. On those medium days when it's a little bit cloudy, a little bit overcast, not a lot of wind and everything, it's still 70 degrees. It feels okay. And then on those days when the wind is kind of picked up a little bit and it just feels a little chilly, it's still 70 degrees. So there we go. I wish I was on a boat. I was giving my cat her CBD. Oh, okay. Everybody's here. No, well, I'm not saying that. Like, I can't tell when you walk away from the screen and still stay logged. I can't tell. I can just tell who's logged in watching this. I think it's logged in. I don't know if it's like subscribers that are on here or anything. And that's that number that's right up there that I just don't know if I can trust or not. And it was 7 earlier, and now it's 6, so it looks like I'm actually losing people. So, Janice asked you a question. Was it about the shirt? About the Colombian shirt? Did I not answer that question, Tom? That it's not a Colombian shirt, that it's from Old Navy, and I did not answer the question. What is the other question? What is the question I did not answer? Oh, okay, I did. Okay, all right, cool. All right, you had me worried about that. All right, well, so we might as well get into it. It's about 3:22. We start about quarter after, but we get a small crowd and we're just going to stick with it. And I don't care if we have a huge crowd or a small crowd or no crowd at all. I'm still going to do this. So. Julie just walked in the room. Hi, Jules. Miss you. And I will see you very, very, very soon. Janice, it's Colombia. Oh, no. I missed that one. I missed the mortal sin of spelling Colombia with a U and not an O. Hi, BG. That's Claudia, Mrs. Trippy Food, for those who don't know. So she, as far as I know, is at a kite festival. So yesterday we went to the kite festival. It was pretty cool, but towards the end you had you guys tell me, what is the kiss of death for a kite festival? What is the kiss of death for a kite festival? Somebody throw it out there. I know you guys know. What would be the kiss of death for a kite festival? Exactly, Janice. No wind. No wind. So at the end of it, they had these huge kites and these light up kites that they were trying to get up in the air. And they managed to get one of the really, really big ones up there, but it kept on wanting to come down. They had to pull on it and get it back up there and everything. So it was kind of the kiss of death. Today, it looks like, just looking out the window, looks like there's a nice breeze. So probably do okay. But it was fun going to the kite festival yesterday. Val, you're hearing Coles. Yes, Rob Angel, and welcome, Rob Angel. I did hear that Coles in LA was closing. It was funny because Tom and I were lamenting about it, but Tom was because Tom had come out to LA and to spend some time with us and film some stuff with us, and then also just to do some fun stuff. And while we were out there, we went to Coles because he had been to Philippe. Philippe's the original. He had been to Philippe's or Felipe's, but he had not been to Coles, which is supposed to be like the two of them are always arguing over who invented the French dip sandwich. And so the last time when we got together in LA, Tom got to go to Coles. So it was kind of like, okay, they're closing, but it's good. It's good that we get to go. My understanding was once they announced they were closing, they started getting lines outside. So they're delaying the closing. I don't know if they're just like postponing it, and or they've just decided to completely to stay open because they had so many people going in there who just wanted their last French dip sandwich at Coles. So I did hear about that. So Rob Angel, I have to admit that I don't recall your name, but I'm getting up there in years, and so it's possible that that's just a part of that. But just in case, can you remind us? If you've been here before. If not, can you just tell us where you're from? Closest metropolitan area is fine. I don't need street addresses or anything like that. So where you're from and what brings you to the channel. Let's see. Yes, they are both amazing, but it's kind of like like you could ask Tom, because now Tom has been to both. My preference is Philippe's. It's more like blue collar, sawdust on the floor, very old looking and everything. But for some reason, it's just, I don't know. There's something more I like about it. And then you can also get stuff like, pickled eggs and like delis. You get stuff that you can get in a deli, which you can't at Kohl's. And as far as arguing about which one invented the French dip sandwich, I'm going to go with the guy with the French name. So I'm going to say Philippe's. So that's kind of my thing. Yesterday I had a softball tournament, and later at night went to food trucks and listening to music. That's a good Saturday. Philippe's French dip was much better than Kohl's. Yeah, I agree with you, Tom. I think the same thing. And then the other thing is, I don't remember at Kohl's if you could get a variety of different kinds of meats in it. So I know that if you go to Philippe's, you can get, I think lamb lamb might be the standard one, but you can also get beef and you can get pork and you can get like all different kinds of meat in there if you want to. So I just, and Janice agrees too. Always working Sundays, don't get to visit your streams as much. My birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Rob Angel. And I'm hungover, so I missed work today. I'm in Los Angeles. Local boy. Well, welcome, Rob Angel. And so what brings you to the channel? Because I haven't seen you in the chat before, or I have not remembered seeing you in the chat before. But yes, yesterday was Nashi's birthday as well. So everybody, please wish Rob and Nashi's a very happy birthday, or happy belated birthday, or just a day late. All right, so we're getting into this. We're almost at a half an hour, but I'm talking, and that's okay, because that's why we're here, right? We're here to talk and also share some snacks and drinks and stuff like that with you. So we're going to go with our adult beverage here first, and that is this guy. And I know you're looking at this thinking, that's not really much of a Colombian, I always go the wrong way, Colombian beverage. And you're right, this is actually from Germany. So as I go through the things today, if it is not a product of Colombia, I will tell you. And if I don't tell you, it means it's a product of Colombia. So this is, if I'm pronouncing this right, Schöfferhofer, I think is how you pronounce it. And this is Schöfferhofer grapefruit hefeweizen. And here's the weird thing about this. One, they say it's vegan. Now, it's unusual for a beer to say they're vegan. Most of them are, but some beers use something called, what is that called? It's made from fish swim bladders. Isinglass. Isinglass is a substance that they get from fish swim bladders, and they use that to clarify the beer. Obviously, that's not clarified, but it makes it not vegan. And so, I think the beers that don't really say that they're not vegan, and the beers that don't really say that they are vegan. So it was really unusual to see this listed as vegan. The other, Doodle, do you want to come up? Come on up. You can do it. You can do it. Come on up. No, come on up. Come on. Look, I can pull you up, but there's not a lot of, you're smashing your head on the desk here. Come here. Doodle, the Prince of Dogness, everybody. He's so cute. See, it's what keeps him alive is the fact that he's so cute. Fish in beer, yes. Well, again, it's the substance called isinglass. It comes from fish swim bladders, and it's just unusual to see them listed as vegan when other beers that don't use that in it don't even care. Doodle, everyone's saying hi. Everyone's saying hi. I know. I will pay you. Fish beer. That would be interesting. Fish beer. All right. The other thing that's unusual about this is the ABV. 2.5% ABV. So again, this is in Colombia. They're selling it in Colombia, and because of all the little things with the little black octagons on it, that they would have to say there's excess alcohol in here and everything. There's not. It's 2.5 ABV. So there's a few different things that are unusual about it. One is the fact that it's grapefruit hefeweizen. Now, it's a beer with grapefruit in it. You would expect it to either be like a Radler or a Shandy. Those you would expect to have grapefruit in it, but not like a Hefeweizen. So that's a little bit unusual. Hey, Sonic Jet is here. Welcome, Sonic. Good to see you again. Just make sure, keep me honest, guy. Oh, I think your Philippe's videos was my first. Oh, interesting. Cool. So keep me honest, guys, and just like if somebody asks a question or somebody says something that needs a response from me, if I miss it, let me know. We're not at the earlier today. LA Beast had a live stream, and I went on a live stream, and I posted something a couple of times, and he didn't see it. And I'm like, yeah, well, he doesn't see it because there's like 2,000 people in his live stream. We don't have 2,000 people in our live stream. It's easier to keep up with it, but sometimes I'll miss some things while I'm busy yapping. So you guys just let me know. Let me know if I'm missing anything. The bar rescue guy is nice. Mr. Nashy's met him. Oh, Mr. Nashy's met him at work a couple of times. I don't know that I've actually watched that show. What channel is that on, or what network is that on, Nashy's? All right, so we're just gonna let's see. As far as Schöfferhofer, if I'm Schöfferhofer or Schöfferhofer, I'm not sure how you say that, was founded in 1806 by George Schöffler in Mainz, Germany, and it has been owned by the Radenberger Group since 2001. So our question is, what is the most popular beer from the Radenberger Group? What is the most popular beer from the Radenberger Group? John Taffer is cool on the Spike Network. Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Let's get this bad boy open. I don't know if I want to use this side or this. I'm going to try this side because last side it dented my my cap, and I want to keep the cap. I collect the bottle caps. Yeah, that does a good job. There we go. Let's pour it into the glass and allow it to breathe. Jules, are you still there? You gonna rate my pour here? I don't know if this counts. Is that 2.5? I don't think I've ever had a beer that low. You think I could run a bar? I don't know enough about mixed drinks. Julie was a bartender for a while. She knows about mixed drinks. Ooh, that's an unusual smell. It smells like almost bready. Ooh, there's the grapefruit. Nice grapefruit taste. The beer itself is very light. There's not a lot of that, that alcohol bite. Yeah, but this is really good. A lot of bubbles, really nice effervescence in there. We're drinking at Val's Clubhouse. Hey, everybody, this round's on me. What was the question again? Oh, I'm sorry. What is the most popular beer from the Radenberger Group? What is the most popular beer from the Radenberger Group? And it's not this one. Did we lose Julie? Did Julie say I have to go or something and I missed that while I was busy talking? Let's see. And she said, hey, Rob, hey, Jared and Josh. And then that's the last I heard. Jules, are you still there? You still there, Jules? That's really nice. I like that grapefruit flavor in there. It doesn't have that kind of, kind of skunky or sharp like beer taste that a lot of the other ones do and everything. That's a good summertime drink right there. That's pretty good. That is really, really good. I want a scotch on the rocks. We'll do it, Sonic. I don't have access to your bar. So we'll have our local bartender take care of that. Doodle's over here chilling. All right. So the question I asked was, what is the most popular beer from the Radenberger Group? And I don't know that anybody answered that. They did not. So it is. Yes, Janice just answered that. Radenberger Pilsner. You are absolutely correct, Janice. The most popular beer from the Radenberger Group is Radenberger Pilsner. I don't have any rocks. Can you use sand? Yeah, that's why they don't have any drinks that say, yeah, I'll have mine on the sand. They don't have any drinks. All right, so let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the fruit. I just decided that I think maybe that's going to make more sense if we start with the fruit. And I have three fruits. I say fruits because there are different types of fruit. So three fruits. We have three fruits that we're going to do today, and I'm going to do all three of those first. We're having a crafting party. Oh, that sounds like fun. A crafting party in the basement. Make something for me. I'll be there shortly. I mean, I'll literally be there shortly. All right, let's start with these. And these are called mamoncillo. Mamoncillo, Mamoncilla. These are tree fruits. Yes, Doc Doodle, how can I help you? Oh, pet you. Okay. These are tree fruits. They look familiar to anybody? They're not what they look like, but do they look familiar to you guys? Have you seen anything? It's kind of a hard, papery shell. Do they look familiar to anybody? Those grow on my trees. Well, I don't know that you have a mamoncillo tree, but they're a little bit smaller than key lime, I think, right? A little bit smaller, but they do look a little bit like key lime. It's not that, no, because a crab apple does have like an apple-like skin, and this is kind of like a leathery skin or like a papery skin. You kick those around in my driveway. So the mamoncillo is the scientific name is Melococcus bijugatus, I think. It's a fruit tree, and it's in the soapberry family. The fruit is known by the name Kenep, Guinep, Limoncillo for some strange reason, Bajan Aki, Chenet, Spanish lime, and mamoncillo. And this particular one is a mamoncillo. Crab apples. Or those are apple crabs that you're thinking of. It is native to northern South America. The pit is also edible, but you need to roast it first. So again, this is a member of the soapberry family. This is a tree fruit. What member of the soapberry family is commonly found in Southeast Asia? What member of the soapberry family is very commonly found in Southeast Asia? I thought it's an olive. Yeah, I guess it's really hard to tell. Let's see if we can get like a close-up of it. You see it has that kind of like leathery skin on it? All right, so what you're supposed to do is kind of bite it open. There we go. And you see it just split right down the middle. I'm trying to get my big fat head out of the way there so you can see that. And you just kind of peel that back. And there's the fruit. So there's the fruit right there. And so you do is you kind of suck it out of the shell, and you kind of work your way around the seed that's inside that. And you don't want to eat the seed like that. If you do want to eat the seed, then you just save them and you roast them, which I probably will, because I think we have about like 10 of those or something. We'll try those roasted. Really sweet. It kind of falls apart, but it sticks to the pit. So you have to kind of like work your way around the pit a little bit. There's not a lot of fruit around that shell. I mean, around that pit. Yeah, so we didn't even get all that off. Very sweet, very light, almost has like an orange flavor to it. Well, it's not really citrusy. It almost has that flavor. Really, really nice, really light. Where is that? That's going to get a thumbs up. By the way, I didn't rate the beer. The Schöfferhofer hefeweizen grapefruit beer. That's a big thumbs up. That's like one of the better beers I've had so far. I got some of that fruit stuck in my teeth. Okay, that's gonna be a thumbs up as well. Really, really nice. It seems like it's a lot of work for a little bit of fruit, but the flavor makes it worth it. It also has a little bit of that kind of drying out, like if you eat a persimmon that's not quite ripe, where it kind of dries out your mouth. It has a little bit of that sensation to it, but actually very good. My wife wants to know what you do to maintain such a beautiful skin. Stay out of the sun. And it is very, very difficult to stay out of the sun here. So every morning we take a 2-mile walk into the village, into the plaza. in the village. And so, you know, I don't leave the house without that sunscreen. And, you know, I always wear sunscreen. It's funny because like when I went to, last time I went to the doctor said, your vitamin D is low. Do you know why that is? And I'm like, yeah, I stay out of the sun. So I take vitamin D because I stay out of the sun. It's very difficult to stay out of the sun here because, you know, it's there, it's in your face, it's right there. But that's, you know, I do try to stay out of the sun. Have anybody heard of Pop Daddy pretzels? I want to say that we've reviewed Pop Daddy pretzels before, Jared, but let me see. Let me do a search here and see, because that sounds familiar. I think we've reviewed those before. I don't know which ones. Let's see. Pop Daddy. It cannot find it. I just have a feeling that we did. I would have to look at the lists of everything that's on the from the live streams. We might have done it on a live stream, but it just does sound really, really familiar. Jules, do you remember? Did we do a Pop Daddy pretzel? Maybe in the live stream or something? Do you remember, Jules? Snyder's pretzels are awesome. I like the big box of the hard sourdough pretzels at Snyder's ones. Those are good. Utz makes good pretzels. Yeah. I'm not really crazy about rolled gold. They're just kind of like dry, you know, whatever. But I do like, and I like the soft pretzels too, like the baked soft pretzels. Those are nice. All right, so let's go back to our trivia question. Our trivia question is: you've seen this, you saw me open it, you saw the inside of it and everything. What member of the soapberry family is commonly found in Southeast Asia? Did anybody even guess? Let's see. Well, the key lime and crabapple, I assume, was what it looked like. Not a guess as to what it is. Or Sonic said an olive. Looks like Janice might be the only one that answered that. She said lychee. Unfortunately, Janice, you're right. It is lychee. Yeah, it isn't from the same family as the lychee. So you just stay out of the sun. You don't have some sort of Buffalo Bob skin routine. I do not. It rubs the lotion on it. Yeah. No, I don't. I do not have a Buffalo Bob skin routine. Are you a size 14? Excellent. All right, so let's go to our next one. Let's see. Let's cut that down, do our housekeeping. This one's going to be interesting. This is soft, so I am assuming it's ripe. When this gets ripe, it turns darker. They call this black sapote. It never turns black, but it is dark. This one feels soft, and I do think that it is ripe. But this is sapote. This fruit is called the sapote. It is as big as it looks, and it is as heavy as it looks. It's like, what would I compare this to? Like maybe about the size of a small grapefruit. This is the sapote. It's found from eastern Mexico south to Colombia. The name derives from the Aztec word zapotl, which is Tzapotl, zapotl. The black sapote is also known as the chocolate pudding fruit, and we'll see why when we open this thing up. So I did mention that it is from the Aztec word zapotl. What is the formal name for the Aztec language? Again, what is the formal name for the Aztec language? And in Spanish-speaking countries, a lot of words that we use that we think are Spanish words, Mexican words, whatever, are actually from the Aztec language. Like avocado. Avocado is a Aztec word. Huitlacoche, they're all Aztec words and not actually Spanish words from Spain. You did Pop Daddy pretzel dill pretzel sticks in your Father's Day 2020. Oh, thank you, Janice. That is some sleuth work right there. That is some very good sleuth work right there. All right, so let's just go ahead and open this up. I don't know that I have to pop that up. Now, there is a very large seed inside here. And so what you do is you just slice this in half, and then you kind of extract the seed, and you just take a spoon and dig in. So that's exactly what we are going to do. I don't know that this is a black sapote because I'm opening it up and it's green inside. So, no, it's kind of like an orange color. There we go. And there's the pit or the seed. There might be two in here. I want to save that because I think there's probably some edible fruit on that. And again, so it almost looks a little bit pulpy, like when you're cleaning out the inside of a pumpkin and you get that kind of stringiness there. You see that on that side? on that side there. So we're just going to take a spoon and we're going to try this, and we will know one way or the other if this is ready to eat. Oh, there's another seed. Okay. Well, let's just take this from the side that had the seed. Oh, looks like there's more than one seed in there. Okay. So there we go. Does look a little bit like pumpkin, doesn't it? Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. It's creamy. To me, it's like a cross between a peach and a banana. Oh, that is really nice. Oh, yeah. I need some more of that. That is delicious. That's good. That was really good. Okay, sapote. I think you can get that in the States. Sometimes you can see that in the States. You have to go to a place that really would have exotic fruit. I'm going to give that. I'm going to give a thumbs way up. That's absolutely delicious. Yeah, really, really nice. And again, we go to the El Mercado, the market. When we say market here, I don't mean like a grocery store. Actually, they don't even have a word for grocery. It's just mercado, but this is like a farmer's market. And they have, they have sapote, they have all kinds of amazing things there. It's just like, we did an episode a few weeks ago. Check that out. It's I think it was Plaza El Mercado, I think if I remember correctly, of all the wonderful stuff that they have there. So check that out. It'll give you an idea. All right, so our question was, what is the formal name for the Aztec language? Let's see. Nashi said, I always get the pronunciation messed up here. Noddle. Janice says noddle. And you're both correct. It is, in fact, noddle. So noddle is the actual language that those words come from. Words that everyone assumes because they are popular in Mexico are actually Spanish words, and they're not Spanish words. The Spanish the Spanish actually have different, like avocado is a noddle word for the fruit, and the Spanish word for it is aguacate. The reason I know this for a fact is because one of the times I visited Medellin at 7 o'clock in the morning, we didn't need to set our alarm for 7 o'clock because the guy would come by with the cart going, aguacate, aguacate. So he was our alarm clock. 7 a.m. We knew it was 7 a.m. because the aguacate guy was coming by with the avocado. Also, I believe the noddled word avocado translates to something like alligator pear, but also testicle. So based on the shape of the fruit. So there we go. All righty. Let's see how we doing on time. Well, we're almost an hour in, and we only got into two snacks, but that's okay. We'll make it up. All right. Next is this. And I apologize because I can show you these, but you really can't see the texture of them and everything. I would say that the closest thing I could compare this to is like a persimmon. And based on the leaves that are still up there, I'm guessing it is probably in the persimmon family, maybe. We asked, is it like, if it's greener, do you not eat it? Do you have to eat it when it's orange? And they go, no, it's ripe. It's okay to eat. So this is a lulo. And lulo is also known as naranjilla, which means little orange, but it is not an orange. It is not a citrus fruit. And it doesn't even taste like an orange. This is a tropical perennial plant from northwestern South America. And we're going to go ahead and eat this right now. Now, recently, and here's our question. Recently, I did an episode on reckless eating where I did something that was lulo flavored. So what lulo flavored product did I recently review on reckless eating? That's the question. What lulo flavored product did I recently review on reckless eating? All right, so we're just going to cut this in half. And And I guess the closest thing I can think, this kind of looks a little bit like a tomato, maybe a little bit, but you can see it's almost like a gelatin, like that's solid. That's not like juice. It's not all running down there and everything. So there we go, lulo. I think the seeds are probably okay to eat, but we're just going to kind of take a spoonful of that. Ooh, it has a strange smell. I mean, like when I say it has a strange smell, it doesn't smell like a fruit. Now, that to me almost looks like kiwi fruit. You know, that it looks like kiwi fruit. It looks like it's a little bit gelatinous. Let's give it a shot. Ooh. Ooh. That's tart. Oh, that is tart. Wow. That's tart. I can see why people say little orange. It's almost like a little lemon. It's that tart. It's like really, really tart. It's tart and sweet, a little combination of both. Wow. So that is something I think maybe you would cook with it, you would add it to something and everything, but just like eating it like that, maybe, you know, you could easily, like after a few bites of that, go just like, you know, I don't think I want any more because this is really, really tart, just kind of like really puckery tart. It's not like I said, like a unripe persimmon where that kind of dries out your mouth. It doesn't do that. It's just like really, really tart. It's like a sour. Now I was gonna say a Sour Patch Kids, like a Warhead. It's like that tart, but really, really nice and really nice flavor. So looks like a 1950s aspic dish. It does. I mean, it does look like it has that kind of gelatin, kind of, you know, gelatinous kind of look to it. Here we go. Doodle, the Prince of Dogness, everybody. Okay, so the question was, what lulo flavored product did I recently review on Reckless Eating? Tom says hot dog. That would be a riot, a Four Loko. I mean, a lulo hot dog. Jared said Four Loko. Nashi said Four Loko. Janice says Four Loko. It was, in fact, Four Loko. I will not tell you what I thought of this lulo flavored Four Loko, but it's out there if you want to take a look at it. Which probably, now that I've had that again, I tried lulo a long time ago. But now that I've tried that again, and then I remember tasting the Four Loko thing, thinking it was more like lemony. That's probably why, because it's very tart. Matt told me to tell you he wants your body. Well, tell him to come and get it. You know, I'm not using it that much. Tell him to come and get it. Hello, Adam Hebb has joined the room. Welcome, Adam. Good to see you again. Glad you could join us. Doodle, I'm going to have to move you because I have to get into the snacks now, okay? So I'm going to have to move you. I'm going to put you on this chair right here, right next to me, the seat of honor, right next to me, since you are the Prince of Dogness. I will give you one more snack, and I will give you one of the little ones, the little baked ones. I will give you one more of those. But I don't want you eating all snacks. Those are good. It tastes like cookies. But what is that kind of, that's that caldo magui, whatever that is. That's what I'm tasting. It's almost meaty, like a meaty flavor there. All right, moving along. I did say Four Loko, right? Yes, it was Four Loko that I reviewed. And let's get into, I'm going to start with sweet and work our way down, but to be perfectly fair, I'm perfectly blunt with you, I think everything is sweet today. All right, so our grab bag is from Ara. Ara is a small grocery store chain. I mean, it was a very large grocery store chain, but I say small grocery, I mean size-wise of the stores. I've never been in a very, very large Ara. It was one of the largest grocery store chains in South America, but they were bought by the same company who owns Éxito, and they became part of Éxito, and now Éxito is the largest. So these I think we might have done these in an episode before. I don't think we did them in a live stream. These things that look like face cloths, like those little, you know, when you go to a fancy restaurant and they bring you that face towel or whatever, that hot wet face towel, so you can wash your hands and wash your face and stuff like afterwards. I mean, that's kind of what this looks like. But if you look closely, they're kind of pillow-like. Somebody is at the door, and it might be Claudia, and I might have locked her out. That was Claudia, and she would have been so mad if I didn't open that door and she had to stand out there. And it looks like it's going to rain. So there we go. Liar. What I miss? I didn't miss anything. Okay, good. So back to these. These are, the company is Gelatinas Victoriana. And these are gelatinas. And gelatinas, technically, they're gelatinas de pata de res blanca, which means white beef foot gelatin. Because they're white, because it is a gelatin, and because it is made from beef foot. It is made from the foot of cows. They boil that down, they get that collagen, and that gelatin is what goes in here. Now, this, again, has a little black octagon, excess sugar. You didn't have to tell me twice, because these are like, they're coated with powdered sugar. Ingredients, Helificante, which is collagen from beef feet, natural flavor, sugar with panela, inverted sugar, ácido cítrico, because there's ácido cítrico in todos. Saborizante artificial, vanilla, so artificial vanilla flavor, and fecula de maíz. I know maíz is corn. I'm not sure there's some sort of corn starch maybe. All right, really just oh wait, I'm sorry. Gelatinas Victoriana was founded in Andalusia, Colombia, by Victoria Gonzalez in 1945. So the question about gelatin is, was gelatin. Where was gelatin first used for food? Where was gelatin first used for food? It was used for centuries before that, but not as a food. It was used as a glue or all kinds of different stuff. They just kind of like discovered it accidentally. And then once they had it, it was like, it did a lot of unusual things. All right, so this is covered with powdered sugar, and I'm going to be here shortly. So it's just like, you could just see it snowing powdered sugar there. All right, and it's just like this light, fluffy pillow. And like light and airy and foamy and puffy inside, and all over the keyboard. That's fun. That's a fun thing. You get the powdered sugar thing, and then that gelatin just kind of dissolves in your mouth. Now, it's not like a gelatin like Jello, like like Jello is like wet. It's not like Jello. It's a lot different. It's like light and airy. I don't know how else to describe it. Really strong vanilla flavor, even if it's not an actual vanilla flavor. But that's really nice. This is like something that you would like. I would say like maximum one per person. Like I would go into like some sort of like diabetic coma or something if I had like more than one of those. Really exceptionally sweet, and I'm not a big fan of sweets, but I like that. I like the texture. It's just like something really interesting, different, new, exciting, and fun. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up. All right. Again, not a big fan of sweet stuff. Would not eat like the rest of that's going to have to go in the goût mélange, but still pretty good. All right. So the question was, where was gelatin first used for food? Let's see. Nashis said Europe. Miguel Rangel said candy. So I think maybe he meant he thought the question was, where was it first used? Like, and what kind of food was it first used? And maybe it was candy. I'm not completely sure. Let's see. Janice says between the 15th and the 17th century. Tom says, I'm foamy and puffy inside. I should buy some of those. Oh, they just dissolve, I guess. And then Janice, it looks like she said in Western Europe between the 15th and 16th century. It's a little bit older than that, Janice. It was, in fact, ancient Egypt. So about 4,000 years ago in ancient Egypt was when they first started putting gelatin in food. But you're close. But a few thousand years off. All right. So let's see. That's 4. So let's see. Oh, we're doing good. So we're right at 4, depending on where you are. Like 5 o'clock East Coast, 2 o'clock West Coast, something like that. We're an hour in. We're right at the halfway point, and this is where we usually do our soft drink anyway. So, we're doing great. All right. We still have 9 people in the room. I don't care. I mean, like we've had like up to 30 before and everything. We have 9 people, so I'm glad you guys could make it. I'm glad you guys could stick around, and I'm glad I can share my Sunday with you. So there we go. All right. So this is, I believe, it could be pronounced eat because it's Spanish. So like the H is kind of silent. It's like eat or hit or heat. I don't honestly know. It looks like an uppercase H, a lowercase I, and an uppercase T. All bets are off. I'm not really sure how to pronounce this. And this is mora. It's a mora flavored juice drink. Now, as you remember from the very beginning, those of you who were here at the beginning, that is a mora, which we know as a blackberry. So it's going to be blackberry flavored. This doesn't have any of those Colombian warnings on it. Let's see. What are the ingredients? Agua, pulpa de mora, blackberry pulp, sugar. Let's see. Natural flavors. That's about it. So it seems like there's some decent stuff in there. And for some reason, they don't believe that has excess sugar in it, unless they just couldn't slap one of those little octagons in there. But that's okay. So HIT or heat, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, is a product line of Postobón that was launched in 1997. Postobón was founded in 1904 by Gabriel Posada and Valerio Tobón. Posada, Tobón, get it? Postobón. By Gabriel Posada and Valerio Tobón in Medellin, Colombia. So we have done other Postobón drinks before, and I think we did one of the hit drinks. And if I remember correctly, it was lulo that we had done before. But Postobón, in addition to making juices, also makes sodas. So my question to you, what is Postobón's most popular beverage? We have covered it, we have reviewed it, and we've talked about it endlessly. So probably should remember that one. But what is Postobón's most popular beverage? Tom retracted 2 messages, and I missed it, and I'm sorry. Coke or Dr. Pepper? Oh, no, that would be Coca-Cola. And Postobón is not owned by Coca-Cola. Postobón, I believe, is the largest soft drink manufacturer in South America. All right, so we're just going to try this. Our blackberry juice. And usually we do sodas, but, we don't have to. So I'm looking at it's darker at the bottom than it is at the top. So I'm thinking it's settled a little bit. So I'm going to just kind of like shake it up a little bit. Just to kind of mix that up. There we go. It's not carbonated, so I'm not worried about that. Here we go. It's a blackberry color. Oh, what is my preference? Dr. Pepper. I love Dr. Pepper. I usually drink the Diet Dr. Pepper. I like the Diet Dr. Pepper more than the Dr. Pepper Zero. But yeah, it's Dr. Ever since I was a kid, I used to like Dr. Pepper because I didn't have to share it with anybody because everybody hated it. John King is here. Hey, John, good to see you. Glad you can make it. Have not seen you in a while, but that's my fault because I haven't live streamed in a while. Here we go. Blackberry juice. That is like a different kind, like almost an apple flavor. I mean, I'm getting the blackberry, but I'm also getting like an apple flavor there, like some other kind of fruit. A little bit tart. But to me, I'm not really getting like a really, really strong blackberry flavor. It's kind of slight. Maybe it's because they add sugar. Maybe it's because they add the sugar to it, and that kind of changes it a little bit. It's good. It's not great. It's not like it doesn't taste like somebody just like mashed up blackberries. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up, but trending downward slightly for that particular reason. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right. So the question was, what is Posta Bone's most popular beverage? Janice Shannon, like I said, manzana Posta Bone and cola champagne colombiana. So it is actually the Colombiana. Colombiana is they call it a champagne cola flavor, and they use it in refajo. And so if you remember correctly, refajo is half beer, and usually it's Aguila or some, just it's like the Budweiser of South America. So it's usually half beer and half Colombiana soda, which they call it champagne cola. I don't know exactly what that is. It's not even like a lyric from L-O-L-A Lola, or is it lulo? Manzana Posta Bone is one of their most popular ones. So like there's different flavored Posta Bones. I think recently did a Posta Bone flavor. Maybe it was the manzana that we did recently. That is the most popular of those sodas. But as far as Posta Bone's total output of sodas and everything, Colombiana is the most popular. Guess what I am drinking, everyone? I'm going to say you are drinking a Coors Banquet. That's my. Oh, Janice guessed the same thing. Steve's going for the hard stuff. He's saying Steel Reserve. All right, yeah. So thumbs up, trending downward on that one. And again, Colombiana is the soda. So now comes time on Trippy Food where we mix our drinks together. Ha, 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 ha. All right. I have a feeling this is going to be pretty good. No smell. That grapefruit and blackberry flavor together should be, that's nice. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, that's really nice. A lot of times when we do these, when we mix these things together, the alcohol from the beer kind of like takes a front seat. It just kind of says like, hey, there's some other flavors going on there, but you're not going to beat me. You're not beating me. But this one, it blends really nice. The beer flavor is slight because the grapefruit is so strong in that one. And the grapefruit and the well, I was going to say they mix together really well, but they kind of like matted together at the top there. You see that kind of like that stuff sitting on the top? Those aren't suds. That's like some sort of like chemical reaction in there. That's good. That's one of the better ones. That's a thumbs up. There we go. Would you show me the top of your glass? That? Oh, you were looking at that stuff that was floating on the top of it. That sea foam or whatever that stuff was. Oh, okay. I thought you just you wanted to see the glass itself. All right. Yeah, pretty good. That's one of the better mixtures. That's something like I don't know, like you might want to water it down with something. But it has enough alcohol in it to be an alcoholic beverage, but it's really nice. I like it. I like it. All right. Now we're gonna get into the rest of the stuff. We have 4 more snacks left, and I don't think we have anything savory, salty, anything. No, I take that back. We have 1 salty and 1 savory, and we'll get to those later. Again, let's go into our grab bag. We're going to do this. This is the thing I like about Colombian snacks is you can see, I mean, this one is like hardcore. There's like excess sodium, excess sugar, excess saturated fat, and excess or artificial color, artificial flavoring, I think is what that is. This is from Marinela, or the product line is called Marinela, and these are Submarinos, and we're like blackberrying out today. This is like a blackberry flavored Submarino. My guess is that this is their version of a Twinkie. I think it's like their version of a Twinkie. I don't know that we've ever done a Submarinos before because Marinela is from Bimbo, the company Bimbo. Which is a Mexican company. And so in the LA area, you can get Marinela snacks and you can get Bimbo snacks and things along those lines. So this, I told you at the beginning that if it was not a product of Colombia, I would tell you otherwise. And this is not. This is a product of Mexico. Marinela is a product brand or a product line of Grupo Bimbo, which was founded in 1945 by Lorenzo Cerviche, Jaime Horba, Jaime Sendra, Alfonso Velasco, and Jose Mata in Mexico City, Mexico. Marinela was the name of Lorenzo Cervite's daughter. So that's where the product line comes from, Marinela. And the Marinela product line was launched in 1954. So the question is, again, Marinela is a product line of Bimbo, B-I-M-B-O. Here's the question: where did Bimbo get its name? Originally, Bimbo, and you remember because we've done a bunch of other Bimbo products. So if you remember correctly, they originally formed as a company that sold sliced and packaged white bread. That was the big thing, and then they branched out over the years. But where did the company Bimbo get its name? B-I-M-B-O. All right, let's try this. Yeah, it's a Twinkie. Now it doesn't look like yellow cake. Like, so Twinkies usually like that bright canary yellow color. This does not look like that canary yellow color, but it also looks like maybe it's a little bit more baked. Like a little bit more toasted. It looks like it might, like if you look here, it might be yellow if we left it alone. I want to see if the top square is the top. If the top square is well. Oh, if the top was square. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. What is the general temperature for Colombia around this time? Well, it depends on where in Colombia you are. So if you are in Cartagena, which is on the coast, it can be hot. It can be in the 80s and like 95% humidity. It's brutal. It's warmer in the valley areas. So like Medellin would be warmer. In the mountains, like where we are, and like Bogota, which is at a higher altitude, it's 70 degrees every single day. Every single day, Steve. So it's not like we have a fall, winter, spring, and summer. It's the same all year round. They call it primavera, which means like always spring, because it's always 70 degrees every single day. It's laughable. So you look at the weather report on the phone and go like, oh, I wonder what it's going to be like today. Oh, today will be the exact same temperature as yesterday, 70 degrees. So the reason is because it's near the equator, so it gets the exact amount of sunlight per day. Now, because it is closer to the sun, because it's up in the mountains and it is near the equator, it is closer to the sun. You would think that it would be very, very hot, but it is at an altitude of like where we are is 7,000 feet, at an altitude of 7,000 feet, and so basically it just stays same amount of daylight all year. So it's about, I would say, 6 to 6, 5:30 to 5:30 maybe. Exact same amount of daylight per day. The variation is like some days are windy, some days are rainy, some days are cloudy, Some days are sunny. It can vary, but it's almost always 70 degrees. And it just feels differently. So, all right. So let's just break off a piece of that bimbo bar. Now, I will say right off the bat that these look like they have more filling than a Twinkie does. A Twinkie just seems to have like this just kind of line of filling, where this one seems to be a little bit more, has a little bit more filling. I'm going to eat this piece. Yeah, so a little bit more. It does have the color of a blackberry, but we'll see if it has the flavor. Oh, there's a strange flavor in there. What is that? It's the texture of a Twinkie, for sure. I don't know, weird flavor. What is that? Like some sort of nut or something. And it almost tastes like, you know how like when you buy the flavorings in the store, the little things of flavorings, like you're gonna make a cake and stuff, and you put those flavorings in there, and they're in alcohol, or they're like extracted through alcohol. It kind of has that flavor. That's kind of what this does. It kind of has that flavor. You do taste blueberry, but not really like a really strong blueberry flavor. It's a nice departure from a Twinkie, but as far as it being like a blueberry Twinkie, I think like Tom, we could make a blueberry Twinkie. I think that would be better. I mean, I'm sorry, blackberry. It's good. It's okay. There seems to be like a lot of artificial flavors there, and some weird flavors and weird aftertaste and everything. I'm gonna give that one a thumbs in the middle. Thumbs in the middle on that one. All right. So our question was, where did bimbo get its name? Let's see. Ice Hand said Bimbo was Betty Boop's boyfriend. Was he? I don't know. That's not where they got the name, but I didn't know that Betty Boop's boyfriend's name was Bimbo. You may be just guessing at that. You may actually know that, and that might be actually a fact, but I did not know that. That's not where they got the name. Janice says it is a combination of bingo and Bambi. Janice, you're close, but no cigar. And I don't see anybody else guessing. So the name was formed as a combination of Bambi and Dumbo. So, and it's because Marinela, Lorenzo Cerviche's daughter, loved the movies Bambi and Dumbo. And so they kind of made a portmanteau of that name, stuck it together, and called it Bimbo. It's like the end of Bambi and the end of Dumbo, like the BI from Bambi and the MBO from Dumbo. So that's where the name comes from, a combination of the Disney movies Bambi and Dumbo. Yes, he was a doggish character. I did check that out. I used to watch Betty Boop cartoons when they were like kind of reruns and stuff. I am up for making blackberry Twinkies. Just say when. Oh, okay, cool. I have to see. I think I was able to cheat it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you have like a Twinkie mold tray that you could use. I don't know that I have one here. I think maybe when we get into Boston, we'll do that. We'll do a collab where we're doing blackberry Twinkies. We'll get some blackberries. We'll make blackberry mash, and we'll make them proper. All righty. So again, we're still with the sweet stuff. We got that out of the way. The next one is not sweet, but it is also not salty, and it is also not savory. And we may have done these a long time ago, like when we're doing Colombian snacks. I think we might have done these on Colombian snacks. But the product line is called Pa Mi Gente. Pa Mi Gente in Spanish means for my people. And these are mini pandebonos. This also is a product line of Grupo Bimbo, which we just talked about, so we're not going to beat that dead horse. Pandebono is a Colombian bread, and it's made with cassava starch, cheese, and eggs. And a lot of people eat that eat it for breakfast. It doesn't taste like eggs, but you definitely get the cheese in there and the cassava starch flavor. It's almost like a bun. It's soft. It's like a bread. It's soft. It's really nice. As a matter of fact, I think I had one. No. Oh, I had albondigas this morning. I thought I had one this morning. I did not have one this morning. But it's made with cassava starch, cheese, and eggs. And these are supposedly mini ones. So our question is, what is the Spanish name for cassava? What is the Spanish name for cassava? Ooh, blackberry Twinkies. Yes. Nashies, would you like to make blackberry Twinkies with us? Maybe we could do I think we could probably do, Tom, I don't know. We'll see if we do like a three-way collab where we're making blackberry Twinkies. I had Binkies. Nashies, that's a Twinkie filled with bacon. What did we do, Tom? We did the pickle and peanut butter Twinkies. And I think we did another Twinkie too, didn't we? I remember we did the pickle and peanut butter Twinkies, which actually turned out pretty good. Okay, let's try these. Okay, so this is what a pandebono looks like, except they're about this big. Right, there we go. They're about that big. All right, right off the bat, this is not a mini pandebono because a pandebono, you hear this? Pandebono is not crunchy. Pandebono is soft. It's like it's a bread. It's soft. But this is made with the same stuff, I imagine. It does have the same flavors. But the difference is it has cheese in it. And when you're eating something that has cheese in it that's crunchy, that's like baked and crunchy like this, the cheese takes on a different texture and even a different flavor. It doesn't taste the same. So these, they call them mini pandebonos. They don't really taste like pandebonos, and they certainly, I always feel like I'm saying sunny bono. They don't taste like pandebonos. Especially the cheese is different. The texture is completely different. Everything. It's a fun, nice snack, but again, it says mini pandebonos. I expect them to be like kind of soft. And I know it's hard to, it'll be hard to do that and hard to put that in a package like that. So I don't blame them for doing it. But you know me, Mr. Literal. I see it on the package is kind of what I expect on the inside. I'm gonna give those a thumbs in the middle. Again, they're okay. They're nice. It's a nice snack, but does not really remind me of a pandebono. So it's just that size. Tom, so I see that you posted a link, but I don't see what it was. What was that link for, Tom? But I guess that was like a response to Nash. Talking about the pickle and peanut butter Twinkies. Is that what that is? Is that the link for the pickle and peanut butter Twinkies, Tom? Oh, the Binkies. Okay, so the baked bean Twinkies. That doesn't sound like it would be bad. You know, if you're making the Twinkie itself. If you're taking an already made Twinkie and then filling that with baked beans, yes, I would imagine that would not be good. But if you're making the Twinkie yourself and you're putting the beans in it, I think that would be good, I think. All right. After this for a whole bunch. All right. So it's not going to rain here. I don't think we'll lose power or anything, but if we do, I love you all carnally. All right, next. How are we doing on time? We're doing great on time. We're not even at the half hour mark. We have these, and these are from Santival, and these are Santival haba salada. And haba salada means salted fava beans. So these are salted fava beans. Not a lot of information on the company. Underneath Santival, it says deletese, which means indulge yourself. The company is called Productos Santival. They were founded in Paipa, Colombia, and that's all the information I have about it. So these are, I can't tell if they're roasted. I think they're roasted fava beans and salted. So we're going to try these. But our trivia question, since these are fava beans, what dish would you serve with fava beans and a nice Chianti? What dish would you serve with fava beans and a nice Chianti? You guys know this. I know you know this. Ooh, those are light and crispy. It almost tastes like if you cook lima beans and then you do something with them. This tasted like they took the fresh lima bean, it still had a little bit of moisture in it, and then like roasted it, maybe fried it. Now, it's funny because this says exceso en grasas saturadas, which is saturated fat, excess saturated fat, but it doesn't say excess sodium. So these are supposed to be salted fava beans, but they're very lightly salted. They have a nice crunch to them, a nice solid crunch to them. These are pretty good. Now, I'm guessing because it has excess saturated fat that they are fried. They're really crunchy, slightly salty. We do get that legume flavor. Well, it breaks down to like almost like a pea flavor, not urine, pea, like PEA. Those are nice. Now, what happens is the more you chew those, and they get kind of pulverized, they get a little dry. So if you were to take a handful of those and eat them all at once, I think your mouth would be a little bit dry. It sounds like I could use a sip of this Schöfferhofer hefeweizen bier grapefruit flavor. And at 2% ABV, I can drink that whole bottle. Yeah, just a wee bit dry. Nashies. If you eat them one at a time, it's not too bad. Like I said, if you have more than a cup in your mouth and everything, as you chew those and they break down, it's just kind of dry. So my question was, because these are fava beans, what dish would you serve with fava beans and a nice Chianti? So Ice Hand said long pig. Hold that thought. Miguel Rangel said liver. Janice said liver. And it is, in fact, liver. Liver with a nice, with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. And the reason that Ice Hand is also correct is because long pig is a nickname, if you want to call that, for man meat. And I mean like mankind. Man meat is, they call it long pig. Probably deserved, well deserved as well. All right. So, more housekeeping. This is going to be fun. So I guess this is our last snack. And we still have half an hour to go. I thought because I was yapping so much and we were eating all that fruit at the beginning, we were going to run out of time, but we did not run out of time. So, all right. This is from Zenú. You notice that we have two of the octagons. We have our excess sodium octagon. We have our excess saturated fats octagon. These are albondigas de cerdo en salsa napolitana, which basically means pork meatballs in Neapolitan sauce. And they're in a can. They're meatballs in a can. Okay, so this is from, the company is Industria de Alimentos Zenú, which translates to Zenú Food Industry. They were founded in Medellin, Colombia in 1957 by Eduardo Ospino Vasquez. I'm not going to ask the question about what the Zenú because we answered that last. I think we did a different Zenú product. I want to say it was that chicken in the can with the vegetables, if I'm not mistaken. So this one is pork meatballs. So as long as we're on the subject of meatballs, our question is, from what type of meatballs are Swedish meatballs made? Again, from what type of meatballs are Swedish meatballs made? Have you ever tried the cheeseburger in a can? I have not, Nash, because I can't find it. So if you have a line on where I can get cheeseburger in a can, let me know, and I will definitely try that because that's right up my alley. Okay, so here's a question for you guys. If you remember, those of you who came in at the beginning, if you remember we started with 3 fruits that really weren't on the menu, but I just kind of wanted to, to show you those as long as I had those. One was the banano bocadillo. One was the mora, which is the blackberries, and the other one was the guava. Should I put those in the goût mélange? What do you guys think? Let me know. Should I put those 3 fruits that we covered at the very beginning? It wasn't officially part of this. Should I put them in the goût mélange? You let me know. All right, so I'm going to see if you can see that without me tipping it, because I'm going to end up pouring all this in. Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. I asked the question. All right, so let's see. Here's a meatball. And I'm eating these cold. I'm not heating these up. That's all right. And then the pork meatball. Oh, a weird texture. A very weird texture. Not like a meaty texture at all. Like a fake texture. Like, I don't want to say like plastic. It's not like hard and chewy or anything like plastic, but there's just some weird texture there. Yes, I'm getting yeses. I will add those in the goût mélange then. The texture of the meat, I think, probably suffers from being locked in that can. Now, I have not had SpaghettiOs with meatballs, and I'm wondering if it would have the same texture as SpaghettiOs with meatballs. I've never eaten meatballs out of a can before. My Italian grandmother would be rolling in her grave. But because these are albondigas, which are Spanish meatballs or Latin American meatballs, she's not going to get upset. She can rest quietly in her grave. I don't know. I think maybe I just need to try another one here. There's only like 4 in here. I don't give you a lot. And that sauce, so a Neapolitan sauce is just your typical Italian red sauce. This is not your typical Italian red sauce. The texture of the sauce it's thicker than SpaghettiO sauce, but it's not very tomatoey. You're not getting like the bits of the tomato pulp that you would get in typically in tomato sauce. Not horrible. They're also not great. I'm going to say thumbs in the middle, trending downward. They almost suck. They're not quite there, but they almost suck. Maybe heating it up with maybe they would have been better if I heated them up. I don't know, but I'm just not kind of like not a big fan like that. It's not working well for me. So thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, trending downward. The question was, from what type of meat are Swedish meatballs made? Let's see. Ice Hand said long pig. No, I'm just kidding. Nashi said beef and pork. Ice Hand said pork and cow. Janice said ground beef and pork. Yeah, you are correct. It is, in fact, ground beef and pork. The other difference is that usually when you're making Italian meatballs, you kind of brown them first in a pot. You kind of brown them in the pot, and then you put them in the sauce, and you let the sauce cook the meatballs. The Swedish meatballs are baked. They're baked, and then they cover them in like a brown gravy. But they're baked, and they are a blend of beef and pork, where Italian ones are typically beef. Very seldom do you find Italian meatballs that are pork or beef and pork blend. They're going to be a beef and pork blend if you're buying cheap meatballs, but in general, Italian meatball is going to be beef. I have a super good Swedish meatball video. Well, Nashies, why don't you put up the link for that so we can check it out? Yeah, I'd love to make Swedish meatballs. I mean, if you can't make Swedish meatballs, then is that a crack? No, it's not. If you can't make Swedish meatballs, I advise a trip to IKEA and get their Swedish meatballs. Their Swedish meatballs are pretty good. I have had homemade Swedish meatballs, really, really good. And the IKEA ones are actually pretty good. They're actually pretty tasty, pretty good. So if you live near an IKEA, you want to taste the Swedish meatballs, get them there. If you can make them like Nashi's did, do that. I think I had homemade ones. I think we have an episode of this. We went to the Lutefisk dinner in Portland, Oregon, and I think they had Swedish meatballs there. And I was actually filming them making the Swedish meatballs. So yeah, pretty good. These maybe not so good. All right, so we are at that mark where we are all done with our snacks. I will do the goût mélange now, and I think we're gonna have room to talk afterwards. So we can do that too. So let's put everything in now. You guys said you wanted the stuff that I did at the beginning, even though it wasn't part of the show. So that's the mora, which is the blackberries. We're gonna put a couple of blackberries in there. What the hell? We have 3 left. We'll put all 3 in there. Let's see. We have our banana. So I'm gonna sort of cut that up. It should cut pretty easy, I think. Our banana, which is murapo or bonano bocadillo. Do my housekeeping here. There's really nothing I'm not doing anything with chocolate in it. I'm not doing, although the gelatinas are really sweet, so I think that's going to add a lot of sweetness to it. and we do have some sweet fruit, but it's not going to be like candy sweet, and it's not going to be like chocolate sweet. So I think it'll be okay. Here's our bananas or bananos. All right, we did that. We did, our guava. Let's do our guava. What do I do with my spoon? Who got my spoon? Hey, Pierre's here. Welcome, Pierre. Usually see you in the comments. Don't usually see you in the chat. But welcome. I'm glad you can make it. Goop. I need to, at some point in time, actually make the real goût mélange. Now, those of you who have been in many live streams know where goût mélange comes from, and some of you who have not may not. I'm going to put the whole thing in there. Yeah, there we go. Some of you may not. So, what goût mélange comes from is the final episode of The Odd Couple, the one from the, I think it was the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. The final episode of The Odd Couple where Felix gets back together with his ex-wife. And so basically he has to prove that he's a changed person. And to do that, Oscar makes dinner for him. So Felix was always the one that cooked, that Oscar decided he was going to make dinner for them. So Felix walks in, he sees the bowl on the table, and he says, "What is this mélange?" And Oscar says, wait a second, I got a piece of fruit in my tooth. All right. Oscar walks in. Felix walks in. He says, "What is this mélange?" And Oscar says, "I was going to call it goop, but I like your word better, mélange. I think I'll call it goût mélange." And so there was this dish that he made. I think, I don't know if he specifically mentioned what was in it or people just kind of deduced what was in it and everything. So but I'm going to do that research and find out what was in that goût mélange from The Odd Couple, and we're going to actually make that goût mélange and try that. So. Okay. Thank you, Janice. Janice posted Nashi's Swedish meatballs episode. All right. So we have that. Let's see. We get some more fruit. We're going to do the mamoncillo. This is going to be difficult because I want to get that. I don't want to put the pit in there. See if I can do this. Let's see if I can get the pit out. I mean, I could leave it in, but and eat around it. I might have to because I'm not really able to cut that really well. I'm gonna put them in. I'm gonna just put them in whole. There's no way around it. It would take me forever to get to those seeds. And I don't have that kind of time. Ain't no one got that kind of time. All right, there we go. I think I'm just going to put in 2, just because of the whole seed thing. What was your favorite food served in the school cafeterias of your childhood? I'm glad you asked, because I never had a school cafeteria in my childhood. So for grammar school and kindergarten, I went to a Catholic school. They did not have a cafeteria. You had to bring lunch. So everyone brought a bag lunch. They provided milk. So, and you had to bring milk money to school to pay for the milk, because nothing was free in Catholic school. And so there was no cafeteria. So lunches were always what you brought from home. Then I went to junior high, 1 year, junior high, because Catholic school ended Catholic school had, I think it went from 1 to 8, and I didn't have a 9th grade, and 9th grade was junior high, and I had to go to 9th grade in a junior high. They did have a cafeteria. I worked in the cafeteria, but I don't remember eating in the cafeteria, and I don't remember the food in the cafeteria. So it's possible that I brought lunch instead of eating in the cafeteria. I was a cafeteria worker. I worked in the cafeteria, but I don't remember eating in the cafeteria. And then when I got to high school, so for my sophomore, junior, and senior years, we didn't have a cafeteria. There was no cafeteria in the high school. So at noon, they let everybody go. And everybody just kind of went, there's local restaurants and stuff. If they brought their lunch, they would grab their lunch. They would sit outside and eat their lunch, whatever, or if they wanted to, sit in the classroom and eat their lunch. And we were the last class in that high school to not have a cafeteria. So the following year, there were 2 buildings, one they called the White Building, one they called the Red Building. The Red Building was from the 1800s. The White Building was from the 1930s. They tore down the Red Building. They built a brand new building, and they put a cafeteria in that building. So we were the last class to be able to leave for lunch, and we did that. So we brought our lunch in high school. So I don't really have a lot of memories about school cafeteria food at all. School pizza, something. Yeah, again, I don't know. I know in LA it's a big deal. As a matter of fact, I have a friend whose son managed to get some stuff from the LA Unified School District, from their cafeterias. The ones that, all the cafeterias in all the LAUSD schools had the same one. And so we filmed an episode where we took what they gave us from the school cafeteria lunches, and it was like a combination of things, like multiple kinds of things. And we said, well, let's see if we can make this better. Let's see if we can, incorporate this into something and kind of make it better. So we did that. So Janice, if you don't mind looking at that, can you see if you can find the episode that we did with the LAUSD school lunches? And again, I don't remember school lunches growing up. We didn't really have them. And so so that was kind of like I said, a friend of mine said his son was able to get some from school, and we did that. So here is our lulo. And remember, this is really, really tart. So I have a feeling that this is going to strongly flavor that. Hi, Doodle. Doodle, what do you need? Do you want to just come up here? Yeah, you want to just come up and spend some time up here? Is that what you want? I know you don't want any of this, because this is going to be like, I don't want to have to clean up after you. That lulo has a really strong smell. All right, I'm going to put both in there. I'm going to kind of cut that up. And then we have our sapote. See if I can. Ooh, just licking that spoon. It's very tart. It's like lemon. It's very tart, but it's not a citrus fruit, but it's very tart. I apologize for I don't have a big wide desk area, so I know previously you'd be able to see me working on this stuff, and you kind of can't right now. But we'll work on that. Again, our sapote that looks like pumpkin. It does not taste like pumpkin. I think that covers our fruit. Yeah. All right. So now we have our albondigas, our meatballs. So let's put a couple in there. And some of that not so great sauce. Again, that's me thinking the sauce isn't that great, but I'm Italian American. well, second generation Italian American. And so I might not like it and you might. So never judge my taste buds. If you ever see me do any of this stuff, never judge my taste buds because honestly, everybody has different taste buds and some people might. Oh, thank you very much, Janice. Janice posted the LAUSD school lunch episode. So Steve Russell, that's not what I ate growing up or anything, but it gives you an idea of like school lunch. Certainly what they eat. Why is this feel like, oh, our mini pandebonos, which are not mini pandebonos? They're like oyster crackers is what they're like. These are like oyster crackers, all right? And then we have our salted fava beans. Let's see how to break those up. I might want to break those up. Yeah, those break up nice. I will do that. Ooh, it does look like it's raining out. That's okay. We have enough light, right? You can hear the fava beans. You guys can hear that, right? I just realized my Catholic school didn't have a cafeteria. They did sell pizza from Little Caesars and sandwiches from local shop, but most of us bought lunch. Yeah, at my Catholic school, they didn't even do that. It's just like, bring your lunch. We'll sell you some milk, but you bring your lunch. And now our blackberry Submarino. Maybe they call it Submarino because it looks like a submarine. It's submarine shaped. I just remember that from what was the movie Yellow Submarine, when the admiral said, "We need to get this place ship shape," and I think it was the Ringo actor who said, "I like the way it is, submarine shaped." Because the Beatles didn't actually film that. There was not the Beatles voices. There were voice actors who did the Beatles voices for that movie. And the Beatles were reluctant to do it at all. The Beatles really didn't want to do that movie. And then they saw a print of it afterwards, after it was done. And they liked it so much, they go like, oh, we need to do something for that. So if you watch that movie, at the very end of it, they actually show the Beatles there. And they go through this little routine and they talk about stuff in the movie and everything. And they sing all together now, all together now, all together. But it was a thing because they really didn't want to have any part of that movie at all. And then when they saw it completed and everything, they go like, oh, I kind of like that. It came out pretty well, didn't it? Well, I like it because they hired somebody who sounds like me. No, they didn't, you idiot. All right, this is our spongy gelatina. Boom, 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 boom. I would get lunch with ID card in high school. Yeah, I don't know how they did it because we never had it. So I don't know how they did it. Now, I was fortunate that we lived, or that the high school was in the middle of a city center. So you were able to, there was different lunch options that you had. If you didn't bring your lunch, there were different lunch options that you had, in the city square where you could go. These aren't going to break down, so I'm just going to put them in like that. Is that everything? I think that's everything. All right, so now powdered sugar. G-Maize, 3 perfectly seasoned Greek heroes with grilled gourmet meat topped with freshly diced tomatoes. That sounds really good. Was that your school lunch, G-Maize, or is that what you're eating right now? You're eating 3 of them? By the way, G-Maize, I don't recognize your name. That just could be because I'm old. So if you would do me the favor, please, of stating where you're from and what brings you to the channel. And again, just say, Val, you remember me. Maybe I do. Oh, your lunch today. That's a decent lunch. Now, I don't know how big you make your gyros, but that sounds like a lot of food. Grilled gourmet meat. Lamb, I hope. Let's see, did I get everything? I think I got everything. All right, so let's break this up and mix it all up. And again, I'm not gonna be able to break up the mamoncitas, so we're gonna have to just put it on the spoon the way it is. That's just the way it is. My voice is shot to hell from this high altitude. I don't know if I'm going to get it back, but you know, it's okay. It's a trade-off. You guys can still hear me, right? I think I used to be a lot louder, and I think my voice has gotten softer, quieter. It's a throat thing. It's not like painful or anything, but you know. All right, there's our goût mélange, and that is a mess. All right, let's try this. That's like a whole meatball. Hang on. And I've got a hole in my pocket. Well, half a hole. I gave the other half to Jeremy. What's he going to do half a hole? I fix it to keep his mind from wandering. Kind of a goofy movie, but I like it. Tom, you're quoting from it, so I'm guessing you like it too. Manly, yes, but I like it too. All right, let's get a little bit of everything in there. Got our blackberry, got our meatball. I heard that crunch from the pandebono. I thought it was my teeth. Look at John, will you? John, spotted more blue meanies. Newer blue meanies has been sought to vicinity of this theater. There's only one way to go out. How's that? Singing! That was the very end of the movie. This is weird. It's very fruity, as you would expect it would be. I mean, it hides the meatball. Let me get that meatball flavor. The blackberry is really strong. The blackberry flavor is really strong. I'm eating rocks. Well, Claudia's in the other room. She can't hear it, so. Well, at least she's not telling me she can hear it. That's an odd little thing here. The lulo. I'm getting that. You know, that tartness from the lulo, that cuts through everything. Let's see, here we go. Mamoncillo. I got the pit. I'm trying to work that meat off of it. Oh, it's fruit. All right. There's some nice flavors in there. Some of the fruity flavors are really nice. Again, that lulo, really, really strong, really tart, really kind of cuts through. I don't know, not crazy about it. A lot of different textures in it. There's just nothing to offset that. So like you would think that the meatballs would give it this kind of like, you know, earthy, meaty flavor, and it really doesn't. The meatballs just like disappear with that all that fruit flavor and everything. The textures are nice. It's just that, like, I keep feeling like I'm breaking my teeth when I'm eating the mini what is it? The mini pandebonos. When I'm eating those, I think I'm biting on one of those pits and I feel like I'm breaking my teeth, but I'm not. It's just that they're here. Hang on. All right, let's do this. We're going to do a little challenge here. So I have a salted fava bean, and I have a mini pandebono. So we're gonna do a texture test, all right? And we're gonna have to. I'm gonna go by your ears on this texture test. So you ready? All right. So here's the mini pandebono. It's funny. I got more of that bread flavor in that one. And here is the salted fava bean. It dries out really fast. All right, what do you guys think? Which one's louder? The mini pandebonos, the mini sunny bonos, or the salted fava beans? Fava. Anybody else? The mini pandebonos. Okay. I think the thing is texture-wise, the fava beans are thicker, right? So it's like a crunch, like a hard crunch, whereas the mini pandebonos are like they're almost kind of hollow, so it's like a crispy crunchiness. So you guys think, all right? So we got one fava, two mini pandebonos. So I'm thinking, from my standpoint, I think the mini pandebonos are louder. All right, let's do that one again. I think it was louder. Fava was a higher pitch. I think these are kind of hollow, and so you get that kind of loud crunch because of that, as opposed to fava beans. So another experiment. I got to tell you, I am definitely going to finish this beer because there's sediment on the bottom, but that's okay. That's just really nice. So if you guys get a chance to try that, if you like citrus fruits, because it does have a really strong grapefruit taste, Schöfferhofer grapefruit hefeweizen. So that brings me to an interesting point. Everything that we do on the show or on the live stream, everything that we do on the live stream ends up in the notes. So it's like when you're looking at when you're watching the video, underneath the video, it says, on this episode, we tried blah, 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 blah. They're all listed there. Now, stuff like the fruit, obviously, I'm not going to list where it comes from because, I could say it came from the market up the street. If you guys want to try that, you're not going to be able to go to the market up the street. But if it's a product, right, like this beer, then I post the website of that beer and if they're on Instagram, I post their Instagram feed as well. So you can go out there if you want to try to find it and see, where can I buy this? You can go out there and find that. So I don't know if people actually look at it. So the notes contains a bunch of different things. One, it tells us what we reviewed on the show. It gives you the web address, the website, and the Instagram feed for the products that we tried. It tells you if we use music on the products. I mean, on the episodes, if we use music, the music will be listed there. We don't use music on here, so that one's not in there. And and so if you go to those notes on any of the live streams, you miss something or anything, you just go in there and you can say, oh, that's what he said. That's how you spell that, whatever. Big V plays. Now, Big V, that could be me. Big V, I do not recognize your name, and I don't know if I've seen it before. So, what brings you to the channel? Where are you from? And I don't need the street address or anything, but nearest metropolitan city. And if you've been here before, why can't I remember? 5 burritos pletched in a Syrian spit pit with 10 cups of expired yogurt and belly rolled Indian street dough from 1986. Well, that to me sounds like the ultimate goût mélange. Val, did you or beautiful Julie have any ill consequences to your Ring of Fire episodes? No, actually, no. I thought we were going to have the literal Ring of Fire. I did not. I don't know if Julie's still here or not, because they're crafting in the basement. So, Julie, if you are here, you can throw that in. Okay, so Big V plays retracted that, so now we'll never know. Have a great week. Oh, it's time to run. It is time to run, Tom. You're absolutely right. So I will try to do another one next week. I don't see why we would not be able to, but things come up, and I apologize for that when that does happen. Again, love doing this with you guys. I know it sounds like a broken record, or it sounds like maybe I'm not being sincere, but I really, really am being sincere. You are the best community that somebody could hope for. I just really, really enjoy doing this with you. And so, like, if I was doing it with two of you, that would be fine. So to me, this is the high point of my weekend. I mean, my week. I always look forward to doing this, and I miss when I can't do it for 1 week. I really miss not being able to do it. So I'm glad I can do this with you. Thank you so. Oh, you came back. Turkish donors with house recipe gourmet sauce and perfectly skewered meat. That sounds good. Oh, you're making me hungry. So I want to thank you all for your support. I think we've been doing this for maybe about 10 years now, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to go check. I don't think we were doing the live stream for 10 years, but the channel is at least 10 years old. I think maybe older. And I just want to thank you all for your support over the years and for helping us to get where we are. 6,000 subscribers doesn't sound like a lot, but to us, it means the world to us. And it means the world to us that we have people who support us. We don't have like bots or anything else like that. And I love the community we have. We have a great community. I think we had to ban one person, only one person in the history of our live streams. We had to ban one person just because they were a troll. So I really, really appreciate that. So also check out the other channels. Check out Nashi's, check out Janice Yamanaka, check out Tom, old guy in Colorado. Check out their channels. We think they're good channels, and we think that you're going to enjoy them. And if we didn't, we wouldn't recommend them to you. If you don't know who they are, go to our main YouTube page and then scroll down to featured channels. Look under there. There's a whole list of them. Some of them haven't put out anything in a couple of years, but we still love the channels and we still enjoy them. Some of them are coming back. So that's pretty cool. So when you do check them out and you do like them, which we are pretty convinced that you will like them, be sure to show them the same love that you show us. So subscribe, click the like button, leave a comment, do all that fun stuff because it helps them out. And if you enjoy our channel and you enjoy watching our episodes and you enjoy participating, do the same for us as well. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you have not liked the videos or left comments, please do so. We recommend. I try to get to every single comment that people leave. I try to make sure that I respond to every single comment. So if you got something, put it out there. So once again, I thank you so much for spending your weekend with me. You could spend it with other people or do other things, but I do appreciate you spending it with me, and I thank you all so very, very much. So hopefully we will see you again very, very soon. In another 7 days or so. But I want you to, in the meantime, just remember that it's crazy out there. So please be careful. Take care of yourselves. Take care of others. And we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody, and have a great rest of your weekend.